I grew up in a musical family, and so to me it was sort of inevitable that I ended up in music. My mom used to encourage me to be a golf player when I was younger. Of course, that didn't pan out, but my mom is an exceptionally talented singer. She sings in many languages, particularly French, imitating the music of Edith Piaf. And so I grew up watching her perform on stage hundreds of times a year. And my dad was a huge music lover, and he was a great folk singer, as well as a lighting technician here at the Port Theatre. I started charging for my performances when I was 5. I would charge $0.25 for my parents and friends and neighbors to come and hear me play, Frère Jacques or Alouette or some, chopsticks, whatever it was, song of the day. When I was 13, I started playing accompanying singers around town and playing little performances. And I got that taste of, I can make money doing this. People will pay me to do what I love, what I do anyway. And then when I was 17, I got a break and I got to perform over 108 performances of Anything Goes at Chiméas Theatre. And that was when it really hit me that I can make a living doing this. And I'd have to diversify and I'd have to really work hard and challenge myself, but that was the professional decision. There was no turning back after that.
Nico is probably one of the most naturally gifted musicians I've ever met. He simply exudes music.
And he lets it out. He has that ability to just let it come out through his fingers and let it come out through his heart. He doesn't have any governor on that. It just comes out of him, and it's man, what a ride.
We did meet when Nico was in grade 4.
This is true.
I played in his school.
He's in a showbiz family, so he was brought up on the stuff already. But when he connected with me, it was at his young age, it was the soundtrack for his life.
So if you want to speak to Canadians, you better buy your
Growing up in Vancouver, I listened to his music all the time. I had all of his cassettes. I wrote him a letter, he wrote back. We began a correspondence which eventually led, when I was about 16, to helping work on some of his arrangements and transcribing stuff for his albums. And when I was 22, helping him with a project for the Vancouver Island Symphony Orchestra, orchestrating his music for symphony.
He knew the music in his bones, he knew my music, and he interprets them through an orchestra, and it's so beautiful.
And now, we're playing his songs that he wrote when he was my age, and we're totally revamping them. Dulcimer and piano duo. We stretch everything from folk to gospel to jazz to blues to R&B and hip hop.
Now times have changed and the music has too, but Mozart's art is still shining through. What I want to say is, what if Amadeus were allowed to play us a song right here, right now? Right on.
It's incredibly fulfilling to have such a lifelong friend and mentor who is also now my colleague and my equal, and we just get a good laugh. We play great music, we have a good time.
We've kind of adapted a lot of these songs to include this magnificent choir.
This is the Vancouver Island Symphony Kids Chorus. These lovely little rascals all have the beautiful voices, they're beautiful people. When you work with children and you see the joy that they experience singing these songs, it rekindles my own personal joy hearing these songs when I was younger. I'm performing a lot with different groups these days. I have my own trio, Nico Rhodes Trio. We also go under the headline of James McCrae Trio sometimes, because our drummer sometimes fronts the band.
That first song featured the man with a beautiful tie, Mr. Brad Shipley, on guitar.
I cannot think of another young person who at 29 has done as much as Nico has. In addition to working in all kinds of musical fields, having his own jazz trio, touring with Roots and Grooves, he has musical directed 30 musicals. He's 29.
Diversity is everything to me, musically speaking. It's what inspires me. It's the nature of a lot of my creativity. I do a lot of synthesizing of different elements. And to me, diversity also allows me to connect with a lot of different people in the community, as well as a lot of different demographics for my audience. It's my modus operandi. And when I got the call about this award, it really lifted my spirits because it means to me that I've come a long way, but that I have a long way to go.